Hi all, in this session let us focus on packages, how to create a user-defined package and how to import the package into the required target Java application. Before going to see what is a user-defined package and how to create a user-defined package, let us see how Java creates a default package in which the classes that we are going to create are going to be accessible in some other Java programs. For example, consider this folder default package example in which I have put some classes. For example, classes 15.java. In this, let us going to compute the nth Fibonacci number. The main method is defined here, and the corresponding Fibonacci computation is stored in the separate class. Here, Fibonacci. The file is saved as Fibonacci.java. Have a look into this class, right? How Fibonacci.java is accessible inside the classes 15. Of course, classes 15.java and Fibonacci.java are the two independent classes. Fibonacci.java is accessible inside the classes 15.java because Java creates a default package in which all the classes are going to be put under the folder, for example, default underscore package underscore example, so that the class Fibonacci.java can be accessible anywhere within the Java file that you are going to use or going to create inside the folder a default underscore package underscore example. Likewise, have a look into another file, the file that we have seen earlier, inheritance 3.java. Main method is defined right in the separate file, and I have created the user defined classes in separate files. The class square has been saved in a file square.java, and the class rectangle has been saved in a file rectangle.java. Have a look into this file inheritance3.java in which the class square and rectangle are not available, but we have accessed the square class and a rectangle class inside this file inheritance3.java because the default package creates all the classes into the folder, right? Default underscore package underscore example, but there is no special name given to the default package. Default Java's default package does not have any name. By default, you can access all the classes within that folder. So that's what, without having read any import statements, the class square, rectangle, Fibonacci are accessible in any of these Java applications. You can also access multiple classes in a single file. For example, here class def pkg. Inside this, only main method is defined, no user defined classes. And understand how the Fibonacci and the square rectangle classes are accessible here. Because of Java's default package provision, the classes that you are already stored inside this folder are accessible in any of these Java programs. So inside this def pkg.java, we have accessed Fibonacci class, and we have obtained right the nth Fibonacci number using iteration and using recursion. Then square class object S1 is created, rectangle class object R1 is created, and we have accessed the corresponding square class and the rectangle class methods. Now let us see right how to compile the file. To compile the file defpkg.java, as usual you need to enter into this folder, right? A default package example. Then you need to compile using Java C compiler, then and run as usual. For example, the folder name is default underscore package underscore example. Now we are compiling the target file. Target file is, for example, defpkg.java, Java C defpkg.java. Then running the file java def package. What we have done inside that, we have tried to we have tried to call the Fibonacci class recursive as well as iterative methods. Say enter n, suppose n is equal to 11. 11th Fibonacci number is obtained using recursion and iteration. Then the area of square and the rectangle class are computed and the results are displayed. So this is how Java creates a default package without any name, so that all the classes are grouped into some folder here. Within that folder, one Java class can be accessible in another Java class. This is the concept of a default package. Now let us see how to create Java's user-defined packages. How a user-defined package is going to be created in Java. First, let us see right what is a package. Packages are nothing but a collection of classes and interfaces. Packages are nothing but collection of classes and interfaces. Java automatically creates a default package whenever we do not have a package statement. Say package name. Actually, using the package statement, we need to create a package, then specify the name of the package following the space. For all Java programs, right, when we do not have a package statement, Java automatically creates a default package. So within the specified folder, the classes are going to be stored. One Java class can be accessible in any of other Java classes which are stored in the same folder. That is the logic of a default package. But there is no name given to the default package. Now let us see how to create a user-defined packages. Custom packages, we can define the custom packages. For example, we can find the package to find out the value of factorial, n factorial. So once you are writing a code for a factorial package, the package can be imported in any of your Java's application. For example, if you want to find out a sine series, sine x is equal to x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x power 5 by 5 factorial minus etc. There in the denominator, we need to use the computation. 3 factorial, 5 factorial, 7 factorial, etc. Then in cosine series, if you want to find out cos of x is equal to 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x power 4 by 4 factorial plus minus, right, etc. So in that stage, in the denominator is having a 2 factorial, 4 factorial, 6 factorial, etc. We need the computation. Suppose consider some other Java application to evaluate the binomial coefficient. NCR is equal to n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So in all of these Java's target applications, the computation of factorial is a common one. So once you write a code, right, and it is packed as a package. That is, if it is put as a package, then the code can be reused in any of the Java's applications. So wherever required, like inheritance, the code can be reused. That is the advantage of a package. We can define our own user-defined packages. For that, what you have to do means you need to create one folder. The folder name should be same as the package name. Folder name should be same as the package name. For example, here, if I want to create one package average, what I have to do means I have to create one folder average. Then I need to create one a package file. In that, what I have to do means I have to use a package statement like this. Package, then name of the package. Name of the package here is given in say pkg name. Name of the package defines the package name. Package statement must be the first statement, right, in the Java program if it is used. Following that, you can import any number of user-defined or some built-in packages. For example, importing some 5 packages, user-defined or built-in packages. That code can be packed as a package, right? Using the package statement. This should be put as the first statement inside your Java program. Package name. Following that, what you have to do means you need to create your user-defined classes. Let us see, right, how to create the user-defined classes, right, within a package. You can have any number of user-defined classes, right, under a single package. So for all the classes, what you have to do means it is better to store all the classes in the separate Java file. Say class C1, C1.java. Then package name class C2. Save the file as C2.java, C3.java, etc. Cn.java. Any n Java classes can be put it in a single package called some package name. Or to access the package in the target application, Java's target application, what you have to do is you need to have the statement, import statement, as we used right for some built-in packages. Import java.util.star, import java.io.star. The entire classes and facilities, right, interfaces available in util package are going to be imported in import java.util.star, or specify only a specific class. Import java.lang. Or import java.util.scanner, import java.lang.integer. Only a specific class in that package are going to be imported using this import statement. You can import multiple statements following the package statement if it is required. Package can have multiple classes. Our package can have multiple classes. You need to create one package. The folder name should be same as the package name. Define a class, for example, class name 1.java inside the package name. In that class name 1.java, you must have the package statement. That should be the first statement. Package, then specify the package name folder. Likewise, in the second class, save the classes class name 2.java and put it in the same folder, right, in which the package has been created. There also the first statement should be same as import package name semicolon. Likewise, in the third class, right, you can define the same package statement. Then you can define a target application. For example, say test.java. Test.java can be defined even within that package name or outside the scope of the package name. We will explore, right, how to access the file test.java within the package content or outside the scope of the package. For example, test.java has been returned outside the folder name, that is outside the package name, say some package name. That stage, right, what we have to do means in the test.java target file, import the statement using import, right, facility, import the package, import package name dot star. Then you need to save the file, right, for example test.java, then compile and run the file test.java. So all the classes available in class name 1.java, class name 2.java, class name 3.java within the scope of that package are going to be accessible. Within the scope of that package are going to be accessible in the file test.java. We need to learn, right, what about the accessing rules of packages, classes, right, with respect to the same package, with respect to outside the scope of the package. In case if you like to import multiple packages, right, so define the import statements like this sequentially, right, following the package statement if any in the program. Import package name 1.star, import package name 2.star, etc. Import nth package dot star. We can import any of the right user defined packages as well as built-in packages in the required Java's target application. Now let us illustrate how to create the user defined package, right, using this concept. Before going to see the how to create the user defined package, let us see one more Java program. The Java program is this one, find average ex.java. This is the target file. Find average ex.java. Now, just to consider, we like to design a Java program to find the sum and average of n numbers, right? So, given the problem, we need to find out the sum and average of n numbers without a package concept, right? Without user-defined package concept. So here, right, to get n input values, right, we are importing the package statement from Java's utility package. Import java.util.start. Since we need to find out the sum and average of n numbers, one user-defined class say find average is defined. Inside the class find average, one integer instance variable n is declared and one integer array x is defined. Int x array is equal to new int of 50. To find the sum and average rate, some variables, instance variables are defined. Say double sum is equal to 0, average is equal to 0. We have defined a get input method, which is used to get input values from the keyboard. Say system.out.println and enter the value of n using scanner class object. For that we have imported Java's utility package. Scanner scanner object is equal to new scanner of system.in as the input stream object. Then you know that right using sobj.nextint we can get a keyboard input values. So the first the value of n is assigned to the variable n, then enter right n values. The n values are assigned to the corresponding integer array x using the for statement. This is a separate method, void get input. Another method, void compute avg is defined, in which we are going to find out the sum and average of the array integer array x. So using the for loop, right, we have computed the sum. For int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, sum plus is equal to x of 5. Then average is equal to sum division n, and the value of sum and average are printed here. As usual, right, we are defining a main method in a separate class in the same file. Say find average ex.java, in which the user defined class find average is also defined. So creating an object of find average FOBJ, we have called the get input and the compute average methods. First, let us check the result. Just consider, right, the file has been returned without any user-defined package concept. But to get input values, we have used right the utility package import java.util.store. Now, as a Java, as an independent Java file, right, you need to compile and save the file. Only thing is, the file has been saved in a folder average. So first you need to enter into right these subfolder average following packages folder. So first let us enter into cd packages and cd average, entering into the average folder. What is a file name? Find average ex.java. Simply we have computed the sum and average of n numbers. Find average ex. Java C find average ex.java. File has been compiled successfully. Then to run a file, Java find average. Find average ex. Enter n. Suppose we like to give 5 values. Enter 5 values, say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Sum is displayed right as sum is equal to 150.0, average is equal to 30.0. Just to consider, this is a normal Java program which finds the sum and average of n numbers. Now we do like to introduce a package concept. That means we do want to create a package. That package finds the sum and average of n numbers. So that wherever we need the sum and average of n numbers, we can import that package into the required Java's target application. For example, once you have returned the code to find out the sum and average of n numbers, the same code, right, is to be reused in, for example, finding the standard deviation of, right, n numbers, or to find out the correlation coefficient between two variables x and y. There also we need sum and average of n numbers with respect to x data and with respect to y data. So just to see how this code, say class find average, is packed as a package. For that party, what you have to do means you need to create one folder, say average. Understand? Create one folder average. Within that, define the package file. Actually, this is the concept of our package. Main method is not necessary. Anyhow, understand clearly. Later, right, I will explore how a package can have a main method, how to compile that and run that, right? So as of now, just to think of, the highlighted code is a target code. So once this can be made as a package, the class find average can be reused wherever it is required. For that only thing, we need to import to the package, say average, average dot star or average dot find average. So to define a user-defined package, we are going to define a new class. The highlighted code should be saved as find average dot java, including, right, this import statement. Sorry, including this import statement. Highlighted code should be saved in a file. Say find average dot java. In that, the first statement should be a package statement. Package. What is the package name? Average. So package space average semicolon. So for that trait, we are return this file find average.java. Understand? Creating a package average to find the sum and average of n numbers. That is our task. First step, we need to create a folder or directory. The folder name or directory name is average. And within that folder, you need to save the file as findaverage.java. Ensure that the class name and the file name should be the same. So class name is findaverage.java. The same code that is taken from the previous example, highlighted code, is completely put it in the package. Package average, right? This is important. The first statement in the Java program is a package statement. Package name. This is an optional statement. If not, Java creates a default package. Following this, we can have any number of import statements. Import statement may import some user-defined packages or some built-in packages, whichever is. Import java.util.star, right? Same code has been written here. Public class find average, right? Only thing here you can see class find average. Here public class find average, right? Let us explore, right? Why do we need the public ego, right? I explain. In case, right, if the public is not available here, let us save the file as it is. Class find average. Now the method, right, get input may also be defined as same thing. Void get input. Compute average is also defined as it is. Main method, right? Even I have put, right, the main method in this example. Say find average Java. As of now, right? Do not confuse, right? Package, right? Whether it is having a main method or not main method. The answer to this question is package classes may have a main method. If you like, you try to keep your main method. If not, you need not keep your main method. But logically, right, you need not have a main method in the corresponding package classes, user-defined classes. So only in the target application, even in case if you want to define a main method inside that package, that stage, right, you can define the main method, but that main method, right, should also be put it in separate class by including the same statement, package average. So later, right after this example, right, I illustrate how to have how a package can have a main method, right, and how the main method, right, they can access. That means how to access the contents of the package with respect to the same package and outside the scope of the package. So as of now, right now, there is no significant in this highlighted code. If you need, you can comment out or you can completely remove this code. Our target is finding the sum and average of n numbers that should be made as a package. For that purpose, the class find average has been returned. Within that, right, here we have used the package statement at the beginning of the code. Package new. Now the file has been saved. Now we are going to write the target file. Now you try to ignore this file. Sum and average of n numbers, right? Normal Java program. You ignore this file. That's a task is over. Now, considering a package concept, let us see how to access the package average outside the scope of the folder. The next example I will illustrate how to access within the scope of the same package, right? So just to consider how the package average is going to be imported in the target application. For that purpose, what you have to do is you need to define the target file. Target file is, for example, I have written outside the scope of the folder because package name is average. Outside the scope of the folder, I have written this file compute average, compute avg.java. Inside this file, right, I have imported the code average.star, or you can use import average.find average because find average is the class name. I import average.star. Now class compute avg. Within that, see the class find average is accessed. What is find average? Find average is actually a class which is defined in a package average. So in this example, we have only one class under a package say average. The class name is find average. Find average is accessible inside the class compute avg, which is defined outside the scope of the package average. So here find average object name is equal to new find average. Then object name dot get input. What is get input? Get input is a method of find average class. So object name dot get input. Then compute avg, right? What is compute avg? Compute avg, right? This is a method of the find average class. So we have used fobj dot compute avg. Do not confuse, right? This compute avg with compute avg, right? If you want, right, you try to write use the separate class name, right? Other class name here. There is no distinction here. But FAOBJ is an object of find average class has a method compute avg, so there is no issue here. Then the main method is closed here. Understand how to write a user defined package and how to write the target Java application in which the user defined package is going to be imported. The target package, right? The user defined package is written here. Target application is written here. Now we have only two files. One is a package file and another one is the Java application that imports the corresponding package. These two files should be compiled and the target file should be run, right? This is the logic. There are two things. I explore right all two possibilities. How to compile and run the Java's target application. For that, right? Procedure one. First, if you want, you need to compile your find average.java. That is a package file can be compiled independently. right? So first step, to compile this package file, we should have entered into the packages average folder. So packages average folder. Now what is the package name? Package name is average. The file name is find average. Compile the file find average.java. Java C find average.java. The file has been compiled successfully, but this file will not run. Understand? This file will not run because the class find average.java will not have a main method. So running the code, trying to run the code is meaningless. Java find average. Sorry, Java find average. You can see this error message. Error could not find or load main class find average. So trying to run the code, right? This is meaningless because packages right here, the package user defined package average consists of only the user defined class find average in which no main method is defined, right? So in case if you like to run the file means that's a different. You need to come right one step back, right? And you need to use the package name dot the file right to find average example. So in that stage you need to save the file as find average example.java. Hope you understand. You need to save the file as find average example.java. Then you need to come out of this folder and you can have the same package statement something java c file name dot java. Then if you want to run a file you need to use java package name average dot, then you need to use the main method class name. That is not necessary here. Anyhow, I illustrate this concept in the next example. So as of now, just to see, we are having two files. One is the package file, and another one is the file, right? That imported. So first, you need to enter into the package folder. Try to compile the file, package file separately. Package file has been compiled separately. Say find average dot java. Java C find average dot java. There is no error in the package name. Sorry, the package file find average dot java, which is put it in a folder uh, average. Now coming to write this file compute avg. Now what you have to do means compute AVG is defined outside the scope of the folder average. So you need to come one step back. CD double dot. Now what is the target file? Java C. Target file is this one. Compute AVG dot Java. Compute AVG dot Java. Now compute avg.java, which imports the package average.star, which means that the entire classes in the package average are going to be imported or accessible within this class compute avg.java with respect to the accessing rules, accessing a scope, right? Now the file has been compiled, right? But it produces some error. What is the error mean? Find average is not public in average, cannot be accessed from outside the package. When we defined right the general form of a class, that stage right we said that the class by default, the class or instance variables and methods are public with respect to the same package. That means if the target application has been returned inside this folder average, then this is okay. But we have returned the code outside the scope of the folder average. That means we are trying to access the contents outside the scope of the package average. That stage, the default access scope public is not possible. So explicitly, we need to declare the class class as public one, right? And the corresponding methods as public one if it is going to be accessible. So we are trying to write here public class find average. I have saved the file. Only the class has been declared as a public access code. Now see the effect. Again two errors. What is the error message? FA dot get input. Here the get input compute AVG, these are not declared as public because we are trying to access get input compute AVG methods which are stored in a package averages file find average. The methods are not declared as public one. If it is accessible within the package, no problem. Default access code public is okay. Outside the scope of the package means explicitly specify the public access specified public void get input public void compute avg. Now the file has been saved. Recompiling the target application java c compute avg.java. Now to run a file use java compute avg. Enter n. Suppose n is equal to 6. 6 values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Sum and average is computed. So have a look into this file, compute AVG. Compute AVG imports the package average. Entire contents of average are imported into this file, compute avg.java, so that outside the scope of the folder average, we are tried to access the contents. That's what the package class and the package methods are made as a public one. So outside the scope of the package, right? The classes and the methods, instance variables, everything must be made as a public access tool. Understand? This is one possible way to compile and run the Java's target application, which imports the user-defined package, right? The second method, right? Now I tell you, the second method, what I have to do means, you need not worry about which one. This file compiling find average.java. How did we compile find average? We have entered one step into which one? Average. Look here. Packages average, then Java C find average.java, and then we came right one step back, then compiled the target file and run the target file. In this stage, right, the second method, which is very easier, you need not compile the package file separately, not necessary. For example, this is the package file, right? Which one? Average. Assuming that, right, instead of system, we typed yes system. Assuming that. Now what happened? The package file has been saved, right? Having some error, right? Say SS system, yes X scanner. Assuming that file has been saved. Now what is our target file? Target file is compute AVG, right? So in the second step, first try to compile compute avg.java. Understand what we have done now? We have compiled the target file java c compute avg.java. We didn't touch anything in the compilation of a package file. So if you compile the target file, say compute avg.java, automatically it compiled the actual content of average.star. That means the entire classes in the average are going to be compiled first. This is a default step. So you need not explicitly compile, right? The Java's package fix. Separate compilation is not required. Only you can concentrate on the target file itself. So in the target file compilation, the entire errors, right, if any, in the package file classes are going to be detected. Now, what is the error message? S system, SX canner written. So you need to rectify the errors in the package class. Find average. Let us rectify these errors. Saving the file again. Package file has been saved. So you need not recompile the file. Find average.java after entering the folder average. Not necessary. Only concentrate on the target application. Compute average.java. Now let us compile again. Java C compute avg.java. Next, we can run the file java compute avg. Enter inside to 1225. Sum and average is display. Understand? So how to define a user defined package? Let us recall that to define a user defined package, the first step is create a folder name or a directory name. Within that folder or directory name, you need to place the package file, right? So you can place any number of user defined classes, right, within that package folder. There, right, you need to use the first statement as a package statement. Package, this is followed by the name of the package. Package name, semicolon. Then within that file, right, what you have to do means you need to better to define the user defined classes. You can define one user defined class at a time. Then if you want to have the second class means you try to put it in a separate file, right? Say class 1.java having the package statement, same thing. And a class 2.java having the same statement, put it in the same folder. Then define a file class 3.java, put it in the same folder. And in this example, we tried, right, how to access the package contents outside the scope of the folder, outside the scope of the directory, or outside the scope of the package. For that, once you define the package and the package files, try to come out of that package first. Then coming out of that package, one step back, you try to write the target application here. For example, some test.java. You need to write a file test.java outside the scope of the folder. Inside the test.java, what you have to do means you need to first import the statement, package statement. Import a package name dot start. Your file test.java may import, right, multiple user-defined packages and multiple built-in packages possible. Further, that file may also be packed as a package some new package name. That is also possible. Now, inside the main method, right, you try to access the classes which are defined in the package average, right? The only thing is currently we are accessing the classes and instance variables, methods which are available in the package, right? And you are going to access those things outside the scope of the package folder. That stage, what you have to do means you need to define that user defined classes public one, retire instance variables. If you want to access the instance variables, right, using the object, there you must define the instance variables as public one, because we are coming out of a default access scope from within a package. So outside the package concept, try to define the class as a public instance variable and as public access scope, and define the instance variables as public, and define the methods as public. So wherever you want, right, in the target application, for example, in the main method, or even in the user defined class of this compute avg.java, right? You can, what you have to do means you can directly access the classes, instance variables, methods available in the user defined package using its own accessing rule. For example, object name dot, right, instance variable object name dot, right, method name with respect to the main method. This is a way of creating user-defined package, and how to access the user-defined package outside the scope of the folder, outside the scope of the directory, or outside the scope of the package. In the next example, right, we illustrate how to define a package and how to access the contents within the scope of the package. Also, how to import right multiple packages, for example, outside the scope of the defined package.